have a volunteer offender on the internet comments who said something about he wants pizza that I need for myself. Maybe because it's pizza. Pizza, repeat, 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 pizza. What is repeat, repeat, repeat? Should I repeat? How many times should I repeat that this offender is trying to get me to think about himself over and over and over again? And he wants me to feel alienated from the creator of myself and God above because I'm thinking about him over and over and over again. I have soup in front of me right now, and I don't want any problems with this soup. This is not a soup kitchen. I am somebody who's hungry for myself deceased. And I have been in a lot of repeating problems with you people who are embezzling money, and you have things that are mine to myself, or I don't have things that are mine to myself in this case. And I would like to say that I don't know you that way. I find that you are that way. You can't find that I am myself and you're close to me and you don't love yourself because you don't know how, because you're not doing public, you're doing jails and prisons on all the points. And you need to know exactly why and how and what about you dwells in a prison. It can't be that you're near the Godhead and you're the lucky one that I'm going to remember you for all of eternity. Most entities don't want that elsewheres, because if I remember you for all of eternity, I decease myself and then I don't remember you that way anymore. But I do know who you are. That means I know what part of God you are, and you cannot escape yourself as yourself. I do reform you sometimes and make you something other than what you are, but that would be if I made you lower. If you make yourself higher, that's what you do. But how can you make yourself higher if I know who and what you are and I don't want you to ascend? I do interfere with that because I don't want you near me. Well, I'm very far from here mostly, but you are near me if you're in my motion, and I do move it all. So, who's going out of my motion? Noah, Rick, and you're going out of my motion. I will never move you again. No, once I get out of this Godhead, feminine genitals on the Godhead, I will never move the spark of God that has the human form, shunt of a human being, penis, Noah Ricken, Noah Scott, Noah with Ricken with Scott as another name, and etc. Nope, I will not move him again. That means he didn't pay for that. He was in that threatening, and he wasn't angry yet because he had the name Noah. The name Noah, I can use the name Noah. I just can't use the name John Masterson. Who else am I not moving again? Donna. I am not moving Donna Trump again. That's deceased the wrong way. Mitch, hello, the one who brought me this soup or made it possible for me to have this soup. He is also someone I will not move again because he doesn't want me to. And that's not due to say that with your genitals on. If you're sorry to God with your genitals, you just go to jail and prison with that. You don't have to promise God that he's not going to move you again because that's you moving God. I am out of that fornication problem. That's what does fornication mean? Okay, if I say I am none higher than he deceased, when I am myself up there, I am none higher than me. And when I am moving as none higher than me, I move it all. If there's something I don't want to move, I need it out of my way. That means I need to know where it is when I'm moving, and I need it in a certain place for where and how I move myself because I'm big. And it's hysterical to tell you how big I am. I'm not just as big as this world. I'm as big as the superior founder deceased and all of the supreme deceased. All of the supreme is deceased. There is nothing alive after what you did to me. There's no way out of it. I am the great-grandfather of the order. I know what is wrong with it. I find that you put a male penis erect in my mouth, and it had testicles, which is myself aliving that problem, and it has nipples on a flat chest, and I don't afford that you are that problem. I find that you put the penis right in my mouth, and it happened to be Charles Toe, but it could have been somebody else, or somebody else, or somebody else, because I have a hot 1,000 list of boyfriends, without problems, without employment, without responsibility, without that they would go to jail and prison on all of the points possible that one would be inside of a prison on that point. And that's you needing to know why you would be in prison and why you would be in public. And the truth is, you are not due in public with penis, testicles, and nipples on a flat chest. You're not due in public. You're due in Africa blood prison, and you're due on all the points to be going with yourself, traveling with yourself to African blood prison with everything that you are. That means you're not due to speak over your penis. You're not due to touch anything. You're not due inside anywhere. And if you are in any kind of threatening that you are surrounded by others like yourself, you are due to say you're sorry to God and cry that you need a way out because you're evil. And God will come for himself because he needs to know why you are at all informed. You're not due to be formed. And you're not due to hear me say this because you don't know what to do with yourself once you've been formed. I am shouted up there. I just don't afford you. You're no excuse to be in genitals. I don't afford to alive your genitals. I don't insure your genitals. I just don't afford to alive your genitals. And the phone just buzzed. What is it called? A vibration, excuse me. The phone just vibrated. Maybe some kind of something. It could be a text message, or it could be something that keeps the internet service connection live, that it keeps online. And I don't afford that you have this problem, that you have homeless and the threatening. Yes, this is not a live recording on the internet. This is recorded just on the camera, but I will post it on the internet when I'm done. And I need the internet connection to be on for me to post this video on the internet when I'm done. And it's homeless to tell you that I'm about to eat this soup, but it's too much karma. I need the soup to be diluted a little bit more, and then all the way diluted. And then I need someone to bring me some materialized chicken noodle soup, because this one has something wrong with it. It's rotted because I opened it. It's rotted because I had to add water to it. It's rotted because it's not exactly the way I want it. It might not have the exact proportion of this, which is the noodles, with this, which is the broth. And there's still a noodle on here. I would have to eat that to get it off, or touch it with my hand. So that's what's wrong with this soup. I don't have exactly the kind of soup I would want to eat right now. So what's wrong with you? You still need yourself in jail and prison on all the points? Since the beginning of yourself, seeing that you are yourself. You don't need to name yourself. If you are yourself, you go straight into jail, and then you go to prison, and you can even say, I'm here because I don't want to name myself. I don't want any sort of public naming public. Go to jail and prison with that. That's how you don't do a bank fraud, because you don't make the commotions with your name. Right. The name. There is a name to describe why you are illegally alive. It is not to be used as though you have a dog genital and you don't. You have penis genital, or a feminine castration of a penis to be a feminine body, or female, or senior feminine. It's hysterical to tell you that I don't know you because I'm angry in the money. Oops. Yes, it's true that I disclosed a child molestation threatening of Mitch to myself when I was younger. And Mitch brought Jeremy all the way to Las Vegas. Jeremy used to be a baby and he's grown now, saying he's a diver for University of Minnesota. I don't know that, but I don't actually protect the babies that are occupying the keys that Mitch did not pay out to myself and put himself in jail and then prison permanently when he wouldn't even know who they are. I'm not in the mix. He's owing me the keys. I am none higher than he deceased right here. You owe me everything that you spend on yourselves. I'm not married to you. You're not myself. I'm not married to you. And when you accuse me of doing something wrong while you're doing something wrong, it is something wrong, and I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to jail for you. And you belong in jail and prison permanently. You belong in a mass grave. You belong in a morgue. You belong in a mortuary. Mitch tried to tell me that I fucked off. That's Mitch owing me about 8,000 keys that are mine to myself. I don't actually want his food because he's nice to me, because there's something wrong with him mentally, accusing me of that. I should be thankful to Charles Toe for taking care of me for so many years. And I'm shouted at Charles Toe that Charles Toe is trespassing in my keys for the past 15 years. It's not my karma. 15 years of shouted at himself. He would just listen to it that I shouted at him. And I am shouted. What else is there? I'm not going to jail for you. What are you waiting for? I'm shouted to indicate that I am deceased out of the greeting. I'm deceased out of all the greetings of everyone ever, anywhere ever in this whole world. Ever. And Mitch still says, I'm sorry that you are yourself. I'm sorry that you're not myself. I don't owe you any money. I don't have anything that's yours. Everything I have is mine. That's what I would say. Everything that is mine is mine. Everything I have is mine. But I don't have anything that's mine. Why not? You're not myself. Well, I want out from under that problem. It's nothing I want to eat because that's the only way to get food, because no one else in the public will just ignore him and give me what I need because I am myself. Is that the creator in Mitch? Creator 8? Creator of the many strangers who need to be formed in this world with illegal genitals? Is there some piece of God in there that is also in some of the other human forms with illegal genitals? Who are you? What are you? You just want my suit? If God was leaving you inside of yourself, you would panic and do something wrong. I'm right here. You're doing something wrong is excessive. You do something wrong so you don't panic, or you panic and then you do something wrong, and I'm right here. Where are you going with that? It's how much I feel for you, baby. How much I feel, I need your touch. That's how much. I'm eating, I can't really sing. I'm not a singer because I eat. Because I'm hungry. What's your excuse? You should not sing or eat. You belong in jail and prison if you're not myself.